This is my not so Indian butter chicken recipe. It is so good. These are all the ingredients I used. Most of them look pretty standard, some of them do not. I started off with some cut up chicken thighs and I seasoned it with garlic powder, onion powder, and I found this South African smoke seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. It has like paprika, I think it has basil, and just some other things in it. And I love this stuff, it's really good. And now here's the star garam masala. That is what makes this really taste like Indian food. It gives it that nice spiciness, not like spicy hot, but that really deep flavor, along with this cumin that also helps it give that warm and rich flavor. Then I added some Greek yogurt. This is non fat Greek yogurt. And y'all, this made the chicken so tender and juicy. It was not dry at all. And I heard that using Greek yogurt as a tenderizer really does work, but it was just my first time trying it. And it was amazing. And it also makes sure that the seasoning sticks to the chicken. And it gave the chicken a nice crust when it was time to sear it. So I just mixed it all together and then I let it marinate for about 45 minutes. While the chicken was marinating, I heated up some oil in the pan and I added in red onion, green onion that I had from another dish, like the white parts, and then some fresh garlic that I chopped up. I let that sweat for about 5 minutes. Then I seasoned that with some ground cumin and more of that garam masala. It gives us such a nice flavor, y'all. It's just so deep, and I can't really describe it. You just have to taste it. And then I went in with some ground turmeric as well to help with the color and also just to give it more depth and flavor. I went in with some smoked paprika. And now finally some black pepper. And I let all of that cook together for about 5 more minutes and I just stirred all the spices through. So here's where things get a little funky. I did not have normal diced tomatoes. I just had this can of Rotel. So you know what? That's what I had to use. But the spiciness from the chilies actually gave this dish such a good flavor. And now I'm just going to use Rotel from now on. So I added a little bit of butter. Too, I know there's supposed to be more, but this is my rendition. That's why it's called Not So Indian Butter Chicken. Because we're trying to cut back, you know? I also like the chunks of vegetables when I have stewed meat dishes like this. So I just took about half of the vegetables out. The rest of the vegetables, I put them into my blender cup. Make sure you drop some on the counter when you're transferring it. And then I just blended it up. You could see this blender has had turmeric in it before because it's stained. So I just use this blender cup for like my savory dishes. And then the other one I use for more sweet things like smoothies. All right, so back over to the pan. We're going to put a little bit more oil in it and dump our chicken in. So y'all, I should have done this in two batches because as you can see, I crowded the pan and I didn't really get that good of a sear on my chicken. So when you try this recipe, make sure you don't crowd the pan. Do it in batches if you have to because your chicken's going to release juice and you really do want a nice sear. So I ended up having to cook the chicken down quite a bit, but because we use that yogurt, it didn't make the chicken dry at all, which I'm very happy about. Next, I just added in those tomatoes that we left over from earlier, and I poured in the sauce that we blended up, and then I just added a little bit of water to the blender cup so that I could get all the sauce out of the container and so I can thin out the sauce a little bit because it was very thick. And then I just mixed everything up. And y'all, doesn't this look so good, so creamy and delicious? Honestly, I didn't even miss the extra butter. Like, this was so flavorful and amazing just the way it was. So I covered it up and I let it simmer for about 10 more minutes. While it was simmering, I was cleaning my kitchen because my mama always taught me to clean while I cook. And that is a pro tip, y'all. So make sure you do that. But this is what the chicken looked like when it was done. Doesn't it look so creamy and delicious? I was so happy with how this came out. And I definitely recommend you to try it. I served mine with some brown rice and broccoli. But you can serve it with whatever you want. Try it and let me know how it tastes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment down below. Also, share it with a friend or family member so they can get inspiration from it as well. And if you're not subscribed, please do for more Gift of Gab.